One should aspire to be a person of great capacity. A person of great capacity does not blame others. The problem always lies within oneself. If something goes wrong, reflect on yourself instead of blaming others. You must move forward with integrity. Stand firm and keep pushing forward, no matter what others say. If you want to grow and become a person of great character, cultivate tolerance every day. Do not be conceited just because others praise you when there is nothing special about you. Do not be restless when others criticize you without reason. If someone treats you with disrespect, reflect on yourself. If you possess unapproachable dignity and are not swayed by status, no one will dare to provoke you. They cannot treat you unfairly. Abandon selfish desires. Only then will your heart find peace. No matter how big the problem, rise up, brush it off, and move on. Others will treat you as you treat yourself. If superiors belittle you or subordinates scheme against you, it is because you appear weak. If you cling to survival despite being disrespected, you will not even be able to keep your position. To appear bigger, one stands on tiptoe, but how precarious that stance is. The words you speak define your capacity. It is up to you what you fill your vessel with. You can tell much about a person by the words they often use. Choose your words wisely. If you constantly express complaints, life will become a series of complaints. If a word is not beneficial, swallow it. If you can condense 100 worries into one word, that is the speech of a wise person. Words may seem trivial inside, but once spoken, they can control you. Advice should be given with care. An offhand remark can turn into a dagger. Even a trivial action can escalate beyond control. Thoughtless words and actions can lead to resentment and disaster. Cutting off and maliciously twisting someone's words is a form of violence. This kind of violence has been common throughout history. One can be slandered with words never spoken and criticized without knowing the reason. If you see others' mistakes, correct them and admonish them so that you both can improve. Together, this is the path of a noble person. When a wicked person rebukes a good person, the good should not even respond. If you do not respond, your heart will remain calm and serene. Responding will only inflame your anger like a fire in your mouth. Like spitting at the sky, it will only fall back on you. Great reputation reveals itself, and great deeds naturally attract followers. Those who boast lose their achievements, and those who flaunt themselves do not last long. Do not rejoice as if you've won the world when good things happen, nor despair as if it's the end when bad things occur. The wind can only stir the surface of the waves, the depths remain unmoved. You must eliminate frivolity. Skipping meals and looking gaunt, or eating once and appearing full, is the behavior of lowly beasts. Frequent emotional swings show a lack of inner cultivation. Do not be swayed by minor changes in circumstances. Distinguish between criticism and condemnation. Do not confuse praise with flattery. Admit what is right even if you dislike it, and boldly criticize what is wrong even if you like it. Forming cliques is the greatest thief of learning. If you lose fairness, you lose both knowledge and humanity. If fair words are taken with bias, debate cannot be established. If you split sides and join the bandwagon, you will never know the truth. There is no such thing as only I being right and everyone else being wrong. Nothing is entirely good, and nothing is completely bad. You must cultivate an impartial and just heart. It is not the disposition you are born with, but the attitude you develop in life that makes a person. Life is not a race of speed. Endure time and withstand storms to build your virtue, so do not be hasty. There is not a single identical day in all the time you live through. Experience has limits, but interpretation has none. The greatest obstacle in life is ultimately oneself. When your mind changes, everything changes. Courage is the wisdom to not fear what should not be feared. Without wisdom, one does the opposite. There are many paths to success, but the path to failure is narrow. Just because one path is blocked does not mean you have failed. To hold your mind steady, you must first acknowledge its wavering. Life, like music, is a harmony of high and low notes. Do not be overly sorrowful. If you stop thinking, you become preoccupied with mere survival. So when life comes at you fiercely, think and think again. Do not be swayed by immediate desires. Reflect on what you truly desire. Distinguish between what must be done now and what can be deferred. This is the beginning of diligence. If this judgment is wrong, no matter how hard you work, you will get nowhere. Knowing your role and being faithful to your duties is the start of diligence. Within diligence, constancy sprouts, becoming a steady light in life. To remain unmoved by small changes, cultivate constancy in your heart. Do not idle away without purpose. If you neglect your duties and do nothing, no matter how hard you try, there will be no harvest. Excellence is not a state of completion, but a journey towards completion. The knowledge I possess is not something to boast about with words. If you want to be an example, prove it through the years you've endured. Days of self-deception and compromise add up to a life of falsehood. Sages are those who continuously reflect and improve day by day. Madmen rely solely on their own talents, blame others, complain, and eventually collapse from exhaustion. Will you follow the path of the sage or the path of the madman? A single, very precise word can lead to two divergent paths. Subscribing and liking the video greatly supports its production.